Fox 5 News at Noon starts right now.
I'll be a good friend the rest of my life, regardless of professionally what happens. I love the guy.
Atlanta Braves manager Brian Snitker talking about the end of Freddie Freeman's 12-year run with our world champions. You'll hear about the huge deal the former MVP has signed with one of the Braves' biggest rivals. Plus,
Governor Brian Kemp hosts a roundtable on school safety. I'm Claire Sims, live at the governor's mansion. Coming up, why school and law enforcement officials say school safety is about more than just security.
He didn't just take Elijah's life, he ruined his own life. He had a lot of opportunities in front of him too. I kind of feel sad for him in that way.
it is a case that has shaken a family to its core and disturbed even the most seasoned deputies in Oconee County. We're talking about the murder of gas station clerk Elijah Wood. It has gone cold until just a few weeks ago, and then yesterday, an arrest. The suspect is a former UGA football player named Akil Crumpton. Hello, and we thank you for joining us for Fox 5 News at noon. I'm Portia Bruner. Detectives tell us the gun used in the March 2021 murder was linked to another shooting more than 700 miles away in Pennsylvania. Police arrested Crumpton Wednesday in his hometown of Philadelphia. And Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us live now from Oconee County with more on the arrest. Angelique, the sheriff says this case has really taken a toll on his deputies.
Portia, I got to tell you, what an emotional case for this community. The sheriff even fought back tears several times as he explained to us the impact of this loss of life on this very small town and what the one-year investigation has been like for his department. Now, it was yesterday that a major development was announced that the former UGA football player Akil Crumpton was actually arrested in his hometown of Philadelphia. That arrest was for that March 19th murder of store clerk Elijah Wood. Now, the sheriff says the case has been difficult for his deputies. Crumpton was not even on their person of interest list that included some 51 possible suspects. Now, authorities say it was a pivotal ballistics match that broke this case wide open on the Nobbin system, tying the gun used in Oconee County to a gun used in an unrelated Philadelphia murder. The FBI and the ATF were all working on this case with local detectives.
It just happened that day. One of the ATF agents was here in the office, and we were brainstorming as to what we could do. And the next day is when we got the Nobbin hit. As far as the emotional side of this, people drive past that store every day. Those people look at their family members and say, why can't we do anything else? And so, excuse me. So when those people do that, we try even harder. And so that's where this Nobbin hit came from. We tried some different things with the Nobbin system as far as how to get the information. And in 8 hours after that attempt was tried, we got a hit.
Now, Crumpton will be extradited here to this community over the next couple of days as the people who live here finally breathe a sigh of relief. But the sheriff says this will not be done until a conviction is had. We are reporting live in Oconee County. Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
A lot of sincere emotion there. Angelique, thank you. Well, this just into the Fox 5 newsroom. South Fulton police have released a picture of the father who they say abducted his one-year-old daughter, Callie McLean. Officers say Erjan McLean got into a fight with his daughter's mother Wednesday night at a home on Upper Elm Street. A little girl was last seen wearing pink pajamas. Detectives say the father was last seen wearing a black jumpsuit. Officers believe he is traveling in a black 2020 Range Rover with the Georgia tag number you see right there. That is CHS 7803. In the past hour, a second man charged in a murder near the Atlanta Beltline did not appear before a Fulton County magistrate judge as scheduled. Atlanta police announced the arrest of Demetrius Ross Wednesday in connection to the shooting death of Thomas Arnold. Detectives found Arnold dead late last month on Elizabeth Street. We're told there was a conflict involving The public defender Ross wanted to use this morning. The first man accused in the crime, Brandon Williams, remains in custody. Investigators are still searching for a third suspect. The ongoing war in Ukraine has taken quite a toll on innocent civilians in cities across that sovereign nation. In hard-hit Mariupol, officials say a Russian airstrike destroyed a theater where hundreds of people sheltered, including a large number of children. And in the capital city of Kyiv, artillery shelling gutted a 12-story apartment building. And President Joe Biden has called Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal. This comes hours after Ukraine's president made a heartfelt plea to Congress. In his speech, President Vladimir Zelensky invoked tragedies in American history, including the 9/11 and Pearl Harbor attacks, in his push for more weapons. Zelensky also once again called for a no-fly zone. President Biden has stopped short of implementing a no-fly zone out of concerns doing so could make the conflict even worse. But the United Nations will give an additional $800 million of military aid for anti-aircraft systems, body armor, drones, and small arms. And Governor Brian Kemp has signed the amended 2022 state budget. That measure includes $2,000 for bonuses for teachers and $5,000 pay raises for law enforcement and other state employees. The budget also sets up more than $1 billion in state income tax refunds. New at noon, making and keeping schools safe was the topic of a roundtable discussion this morning at the governor's mansion. Governor Brian Kemp met with school officials, law enforcement officers, and state lawmakers to share some ideas. Fox 5's Claire Sims was one of only 3 reporters invited to participate in that event. She joins us live now from Buckhead with more on the discussion. Claire, what did they discuss?
Good afternoon, Portia. In all, about 36 people were here taking part in this school safety roundtable at the governor's mansion. And one of the major themes that came out was that school safety is about more than just security. Now take a look. This is video from inside the meeting where we saw the Forsyth County Superintendent, Fayette County Schools, Fulton County represented, several major metro Atlanta districts. Now, Governor Brian Kemp touted some of his recent policies surrounding schools, including bonuses for teachers and other school employees, and the school safety grants that the state offered to districts for security upgrades back in 2019. But the meeting was also about what's ahead and how the state can continue to help school systems stay on top of security. One of the important things that they talked about was that safety is more than just secure campuses. It's also about the social, emotional needs and individual crises that students deal with every day.
We have been focused for years now on securing the perimeter of campuses. We have school resource officers in many cases, but we also know that our students are coming to school with lots of concerns and individual needs, and we have to address those in some proactive way to prevent crisis from escalating.
That was Fulton County Superintendent Mike Looney, who says he saw this meeting as just the beginning of a long-term, ongoing discussion. We will have much more beginning on Fox 5 News at 4. We are live at the governor's mansion. Claire Sims, Fox 5 News.
All right, Claire, thank you. Well, it is the news Braves fans dreaded for days. Freddie Freeman heading home. The now former Braves first baseman has signed a 6-year, $162 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and this brings an end to his 12 years here in Atlanta, during which he went to 5 All-Star games, won an MVP award, and, of course, that World Series. Fox 5's Mark Teichner has details.
Well, everyone knew Freddie Freeman was going to leave. The question was where, and it turns out he's going to be wearing Dodger blue, which is making some Braves fans blue.
We need Freddie, though. Like, what's the Braves without Freddie?
We're about to find out, because Freddie Freeman is now an LA Dodger. Freeman signed a 6-year deal worth $162 million, putting an end to his 12 seasons here in Atlanta.
But I'm happy for Freddie, though. You know, he deserves whatever he wants in the world. He's a great player, and he's a great person, family man, and I'm going to miss him.
Freddie might be leaving, but he won't be forgotten, especially in the Braves clubhouse.
He'll be a good friend of mine the rest of my life, regardless of professionally what happens. I love the guy.
First hit for Freddie Freeman.
Freddie was drafted by the Braves in 2007 and took over full-time at first in 2011.
From the Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie went to his first of 5 All-Star games in 2013.
National League's most valuable player for 2020 is Freddie Freeman.
And won the NL MVP in 2020. But the highlight of his time in Atlanta has to be last year's World Series championship.
He put a lot of history in the Braves franchise, and he's one of the guys that we're never going to forget here.
Braves fans knew this day was coming, but still say it'll be hard to watch Freddie wearing Dodger blue.
It'll suck to see him go like that, but I wish him the best. At least he got a ring with this, so.
They say the show must go on, and so must the Braves, which is why they've already brought in Freddie Freeman's replacement. Matt Olson was coming over from the Oakland A's, where he was an all-star last year. He'll be the new first baseman. He's also a local product. Went to Parkview High School and says he grew up rooting for the Braves. Well, he'll now play for them as well. Reporting from Truist Park, I'm Mark Teichner, Fox 5 News.
A free agent outfielder Jock Peterson is also leaving Atlanta. He signed a one-year, $6 million deal with the San Francisco Giants. Peterson finished 2021 in style when he became only the 9th player to win back-to-back World Series titles with different teams. And one player who will return to the Braves is outfielder Eddie Rosario. He was last year's NLS MVP and a key component in the Braves World Series championship. Rosario has signed a 2-year, $18 million contract. Stay with Fox 5 on air and online for the latest roster changes. The team has their first spring training matchup Friday afternoon against the Minnesota Twins.
Shaping up to be a beautiful St. Patrick's Day today. Temperatures will be climbing into the low 70s with lots of sunshine. Next storm system is developing out to our west, delivering a lot of snow to parts of Colorado today. We've already gotten close to 10 inches of snow, and some of the close to 10 inches of snow near the ski resorts just to the west of Denver. And also, look at this, some rainfall. That's the system that delivered all that rain to us yesterday. That's now moving up the mid-Atlantic coast. But this next one comes in for Friday, and that's going to bring in showers and thunderstorms. A few of those could be strong to severe. Outside right now, though, lots of sunshine and 61. Stay tuned. I'll have your complete forecast for you in just a few minutes. Portia?
All right, Jeff, thank you. The cameras rolled as actor Jussie Smollett walked out of jail after only 6 nights in jail. Coming up on Fox 5 News at noon, you hear from the actor's attorneys about his release and what it means for his case. Dealing with multiple sclerosis can be quite a challenge for a lot of folks. Stay with us to hear how this woman says hitting the gym has helped her manage her diagnosis. But first,
when they took my heartbeat, it was beating 118 miles an hour.
Mother says her...
That wasn't nice, was it? You were very scared, weren't you?
A mother says her 6-year-old son is still traumatized after a dog bit him in the leg. Next, she's got some advice for others who may find themselves in a similar situation.